of the year. Or actually, let's talk about your word of the year and how to pick one. I'm LaFay Pie of One Happy Business, and welcome to Sunday Success Habits. I'm so excited to talk about having a word of the year. Now, there are some families and some businesses that actually have mottos, right? Or they have a corporate saying, right? They have something that is a lead in that leads them through their business. These are really great things to have, whether it's a manifesto or something like this. But you know what? Just starting off with a word for your entire year or for a few months or while you're working on a specific project can make a world of difference. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of past ones that I've had, as well as a couple that my clients have had. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about my really strange word that I had last year, which was called pronoia. And a lot of people are like, I don't even know what that is. But pronoia means the universe is lining everything up for your greatest good or your highest good. And you know what? That, as funny as it sounds, I feel like that's exactly what the universe did all of last year. It seemed like I couldn't finish projects. Like we didn't get it moved into our house or anything like that last year in 2020. In 2021, we didn't get it moved in either. But you know what? It kept reoccurring. Like I was lining things up, right? And the universe was lining things up, but I wanted to finish projects. So I'm much more careful with my word of the year this year. This also happened to a friend of mine, one of my business besties, when she picked the word adventure for the year. I'm going to tell you, she had tons of adventure. She had great adventures, Disney World, things like that. But she also had some other very interesting adventures that weren't so empowering. Okay. So, you know what? Be careful of this word that you pick. It has light and shadow to it. One of my clients recently wanted to pick the word resurrection. And she was thinking of that because she was thinking of the phoenix, right? The phoenix rising from the ashes. And I wasn't super stoked about this word because I know from past experiences now that that word can really affect your energy and your frequency. So her choosing, resurrection or, a phoenix as a word, I knew what she was trying to portray, but I kept thinking of that stuck mentality, the painfulness of it all, going from ashes into what you want to be. It's a beautiful process, but it means that you're stuck in the process, right? So make sure that when you're picking out your word, that it's not going to lead you into some of these things like the words that we had just picked, right? Now I'm going to tell you about some of the words that we're picking for this year. Okay, so this client that was thinking about that name, she all of a sudden went with, and if you're listening and you're watching this, then you could put down underneath these comments that it was you if you want to share it. But she ended up choosing the word shine. And oh my goodness, when I heard that, I had to Voxer her right away. And I was just so, so excited because that's exactly what I see her as. I see her as this spiritual teacher shining, right? Being a light, a beacon to her clients. And she just shows up in the world as this beautiful, beautiful presence, this beautiful light inside and out. And when she told me that she had picked this word shine, I was like, yes, bang on. That is it. I was really excited about that. My word for this year is playful. All right. So at first I was just going to go with play. And then I was like, no, you know what? I want it to be playful. I want everything to be playful and fun. So that is my word of the year. When I go in and I'm doing these videos for you guys, I want it to be like play. I want it to be easy. I don't want anything to feel like work. I want everything that I'm doing to like line up and have this be like my fun hobby that makes me all kinds of money. Right. So my word for this year is play, playful. Okay. A couple of the words that I've heard that people really like to use are blessed. That one's a really nice one, right? Always feeling blessed. Love is one of my favorite words. I've used the word love for years. And I've tried to make all of my decisions from the word love. I think this is where I really started to, because I remember when my son was really young. Oh my goodness, I don't even know if he was two. Like he might have even been under the age of one. Like I'm like somewhere's around the year, like somewhere's around 1 year old, 1 years old. And I remember he had a lot of difficulties when he was younger, and he was like clinically blind in one of his eyes, and we wanted to try and bring back and strengthen that vision in that eye. We wanted to try and give him vision again. So we were we were suggested, it was suggested to us that we put drops in his other eye, his weak eye, to weaken that and try and pull in some more vision out of his clinically blind eye. And before I made that decision, I, I listened to the doctors, I listened to several different specialists, and I felt like I had to come to terms with it myself because I was the one that was going to be raising this child. Well, me and my husband, right? But I was probably going to, I take on a lot of responsibility, can you tell? And it's from choice, right? But I wanted to be the one that said, or I felt like it was going to be me that said, I chose to do this because, and I knew I had to weigh the consequences. Like, yes, it could give him vision in his other eye, but what if it took away and damaged his good eye, right? That he had 20/20 vision in, right? So he has one really good eye, one eye that's not working. And what if, it stayed that way? But what if we tried this experiment? In my mind, it was an experiment, and it weakened his good eye. It didn't bring up any strength in his bad eye, right? Or his weaker eye. And then what if we tried this experiment and it strengthened both eyes? I had to come to terms with what I was going to tell my son, no matter what the outcome was. And I didn't want to make that decision out of fear. I didn't want it to be fear based. So I sat down. Um, I guess nowadays you call it meditating, but at the time I just walked around out in the yard and in the street, right? Like out in nature. And I walked around and I was thinking, okay, I need to come from a place of love with this and be able to tell him in the future why I made that choice. And it worked out really, really well. He's got really great vision now. He wears glasses sometimes he takes them off, but he could see out of either eye now. And it's really, he still wears glasses, but there's such a light prescription now that it turned out to be such a blessing. But if we're making any kind of decision on a fear-based decision, or have that type of energy with us, then things don't usually work out well. Okay. But if we're making everything and making all of our decisions for our life and our family and our business and the foods that we eat out of a love-based decision, then things become easier. Believe it or not, we can even digest food easier. So when people pray over their food and they give thanks for it, it settles them. It helps to settle that anxiety and all those emotions and all those chemicals that our body can release within itself, to help to release and settle ourselves so that we can actually digest better as well. So picking a word of the year, it will affect you, and it will bring your life into more focus. This is also what it should do. So I want you to really, really think about what word of the year you'd like to have. There are so many great words out there. Think of high frequency words, words that make you feel good when you say it, and words that can fit in with your life, in with your business, in with your hobbies, in with your family, right? In with your friends, and with your house. That's why I chose the word play and playful, right? Because I want it to be able to play inside of my new house this year. I want to be able to play inside of my business. I want to help my clients get rid of that anxiety, that overwhelm, that feeling of stress in their business, and have more joy and be more fulfilled with a play type of criteria inside of what they have. Okay. All right. So that is it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this version of Sunday Success Habits. And I will see you next week, or maybe I'll even see you tomorrow inside of our Facebook group or our membership areas. All right. Bye for now. Blessings, and have a wonderful day. And you know what? If you already have your word of the year, list it below. And you know what? If you're watching the replay of this and it is, February, March, if it is June or July, doesn't matter. If you just decide to pick a word now, please post it below. Okay. We'd love to hear it. And you know what? You might be able to find a word from some of the comments below as well. All right. Bye, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.